and away we go.
A lot of ifs and buts, Ken. So how can you make a value judgment of a game like that?
Oh, you can make a value judgment easy, I would have thought. Not so many people would have sat there and didn't think that was an outstanding game of football. It was 1v2 and 1-1.
But the result didn't go your way. So
No.
What makes the difference between winning and losing against Collingwood at the moment?
What makes the difference? Oh, their finish. Their finish clearly. I mean, they kicked 3 goals from the boundary line, which is remarkable that they keep doing it, but they do it consistently, so it's not a fluke. It's great credit to them and their players, and and they play those moments. They've got a lot of experience, and they played them moments really well consistently since Fly's been there. So whatever they're doing together, they're doing it pretty well.
You look at this kind of glass half full, because probably most of the game, you couldn't do what you wanted to do. You had the forward half game, and then.
How could you not sit and look at it glass half full? I mean, that's an outstanding game of football, and yeah, we lost at home, and they'll take a bit out of that they play us at home, but we're pretty young. We've got a fair bit of growth, and if you didn't look at some of the stuff that we did out there tonight with great optimism, well, you're not wanting to, is what I would say. You're not wanting to. You couldn't not look at the performance by both teams and sit back and go, it's a great advertisement for our game of footy. We had a bit of build-up into it, and we had a bit with that, and the game lived up to it. That's what I was incredibly proud of the game. Yes, I'm bitterly disappointed, and the team's bitterly disappointed with the small margins lost, but we'll learn a fair bit, I reckon. I think we'll learn a fair bit from that, but we get as much confirmation, I think, as probably Collingwood did, I would imagine.
Ken, the team was brilliant in that second term for territory and holding Collingwood out so they couldn't get any scoreboard, but then it's dramatically different in the last. What's the difference between holding Collingwood and then forcing yourself to have to deal with scoreboard pressure from?
Oh, they go hard. I mean, they go hard and they don't give you a chance at times, sometimes, to get the territory. And we gave them some balls in bad spots. I think that's what we'll learn a little bit from. And when you play the best teams in the competition, if you give them that, they make you pay. And as I said, they went forward and kicked some amazing goals.
You're comfortable with that insufficient intent around the boundary? Are you comfortable with how that's played out tonight?
Yeah, I'm fine with the rules.
You must have been happy with how, I guess, Zach and Connor especially played, and they kind of battled the midfield kind of thing.
Yeah, I was really happy with the way they played, because that was against Pendlebury and Adams and Sidebottom and Crisp, who had, Nick Dacos was very young, but they're very, very mature around the ball, and I thought we did really well.
And Drew, I guess your plan with Drew on him worked for most of the game, and then I guess in the last quarter, Drew went to goalie, but you must have been pretty pleased with how that kind of went.
Drew didn't go to anyone else. Oh, funny how people see that. He was on his opponent, but he was. We were flexible enough to know it wasn't completely just closed down, because I think you've got to be really smart with the way you play on a player like Nick Dacos. He's incredible talent, but I thought there was something to learn out of that game, and we learned a bit around how to control some of that. And I'm sure Willem's had a great year, so he'll learn a lot more too.
How much has he progressed? Because he just isn't negating. He's also trying to put on some offensive pressure for you.
That's the game now. If you just play simply defence, you're one down, and we don't want to play simply defence. We want to play, team offence, defence contest, and that's what you have to do. So there's a bit of risk in some of that, but done well. If you concentrate, and he's a great thinker of the game, it helps.
How much has he progressed in that space?
Oh, he's been pretty solid, I don't know, for 2 or 3 years now. What I thought, his growth as a player has been really strong, so he's a very valuable member of our team.
Was that Willie Rioli's best game for the club so far? I mean, he seemed to provide plenty of energy, and
it's hard, because I'm sitting here, I don't know, half an hour after the game and haven't had a chance to look back at it, but he seemed pretty valuable out there. But I thought a lot of players at moments seemed pretty valuable, whether it be for Collingwood or for Port Adelaide.
How's he kind of been after, I guess, the 1 year anniversary since he's returned as well?
He's been remarkable. He knows he did what he needed to do for his father, his late father, and for his family, and he come back and did what he needed to do for his football club family, which was us, and played really well.
Have we noticed a kind of change? Anything like, I guess, any weight lifted off his shoulder or anything like that?
It's a question I'm not prepared to talk around and answer to. It's personal stuff, and we should leave it there.
So how do you measure your movement to your forwards, and then the way Collingwood defenders acted to it as well? Was it more and more difficult to isolate any of your forwards to get any sort of easy access there?
I'm not that fussed about easy access, to be honest, and isolation of our forwards. I think we work really well with our front half of the game, and I think Chad and the forwards are working incredibly well. And we played against, I don't know, a really strong defensive team, and we're still able to put a half decent score on them and in pretty tough conditions. So I thought, those little bits of the game, they're not making the difference, I don't think.
Look, it appears though they really made some contact with Murphy's some high contact, which attracted the attention of the television commentators. Did you actually open hand not much in it, or what did you make of it?
Nothing in it. I mean, surely. I mean, I looked at it as a hand slipping up, open hand. I mean, I don't ever try to be I always say, let them take care of it and they'll have a look at it if it needs to be looked at. But I have actually seen that one, so I can say that it would look. I see a lot worse things happen.
And how's Big Chuck? He's batted every week, but he looked like he was a little bit proppy towards the end, bit of a knee-on-knee collision.
Yeah, he's always proppy.
Yeah.
Same conversation. He's always banged up a bit, but I thought he was amazing tonight. I mean, he kept the premier defender in the competition incredibly busy, and that was pretty important.
You kind of said you don't want him to go in the ruck sometimes. I mean, did that kind of show the significance of the game and where it was at in the fourth quarter that he was rucking?
No, we don't. We're happy to play him in the ruck when he's out there playing for us, other than one game early this year where he was coming back from his first time he hurt his PCL. That was the only time we didn't really want him in the ruck. Charlie's always happy to go in the ruck, and we've got great flexibility that we can put him in the ruck and put Jeremy in the ruck, and we can share it with Scott. And we've also done it with Ollie and Pep at times, so it gives us a good bit of flexibility and uncertainty for the oppo.
I always wonder how teams are going to react when they've had a tough loss like this one. That's not really an issue this week, is it? Because of the game you're playing?
It's never an issue for us. I don't think we want to get over it and get on with it and play the next game, because the season's on and we're just trying to qualify. And as I keep saying, and people get sick of it, I don't care who we play, where we play. We're trying to win as many games as we can so we can finish as high as we can to give ourselves a chance at the end of the year.
Is there anything in store for the kind of build-up for the showdown after the build-up for this?
Yeah, we're trying to get 4 points. That's what we've got in store, and we're going to try and play as well as we played again tonight and see if we can improve on our game. That's what we worry about more than anything else. I don't worry about the opposition. We worry about our game and trying to make sure it's right.
Health-wise, you're okay from this, health-wise?
Yeah, I think we got through no problems at all tonight, so that's always a bonus at this time of the year because it is getting late in the year.
Scooter was tactical.
Yes, yeah. The conditions made it a bit more challenging, and we thought that might help us a little bit with extra bit of run, and Dill come on and did okay. So. All good? Thanks.